Similarities and differences between COVID-19 and Middle East respiratory syndrome. So a bit about the overview of So a bit about overview of human coronavirus. So corona is derived from the Latin word meaning crown. It belongs to the order of Nidovirillis, family belonging to Coronaviridae. So there are four genuses. So the alpha coronavirus and beta coronavirus, which causes 7 coronavirus diseases in human beings. So we will see a bit about the beta coronaviruses. So here if we see the genus alpha coronavirus and beta coronavirus, they are the genuses which causes diseases in human beings. So alpha coronavirus are some diseases like 22-9E and NL63. The NL stands for Netherlands, which was discovered in a lab in Netherlands some 1000 years ago. And these are 22-9E and NL63 both cause very mild respiratory diseases mostly. And others are human coronavirus OC43, which is the host are the cows, and which was discovered around 120 years back. And SARS-CoV, which was first originated nearly 18 years back, and MERS-CoV around 8 years back now. So this belongs to the lineage BCD. This belongs to beta coronavirus. So we'll be seeing about MERS today and COVID-19. So here if we see this in beta coronavirus, MERS-CoV belongs to the lineage C. It was first originated in Saudi Arabia in 2012 to 2013. The main cluster was in Arabian Peninsula, and one of the person from Saudi Arabia traveled to South Korea, and there was cluster in South Korea also. So here if we see MERS-CoV has nearly more than 2,400 cases are been present till now, and at present also in US around 1 to 2 cases of MERS-CoV are there in weekly basis. The fatality rate, if we see, is very high here compared to SARS-CoV. The fatality rate being nearly 34.4%. And if we see the fatality rate of SARS-CoV, it is around 1 to 3% only. And the R0, if we see, of SARS-CoV is high, 2 to 2.5. In India, it is around 1.27. And the R0 of SARS-CoV, MERS-CoV is 0.7 only. So other things to note are there is no durable immunity and frequent cycles of infection is possible with both these diseases. And in immunocompromised patients, the severity is more and they have more lower respiratory infections. And both these diseases don't have any vaccinations till now. So a bit about MERS. The sources of infection can be a primary source and a secondary source. So they have an animal and environmental source, which we know are dormitory camels. The infected camel nasal secretions can cause the disease. Camel excreta, when they consume camel milk products also, camel food products like milk product, meat also can spread the disease. And camelid birth products like amniotic fluid, fetal membrane and placenta can cause the disease. And the human sources can be a symptomatic and subclinical MERS positive individual. from the community, any family, household, hostel, even patients working in camel farms and healthcare facilities and hospitals. So up to 25% report direct or indirect contact with camels, and approximately 50% are a result of human to human transmission. So this MERS was first documented case was in April 2012. Till now, till November 2019, the total number of cases are 2,492, and approximately 853 deaths are reported. So the majority are males in MERS, and the median age is around 49. So around patients of 9 months to 94 years have been noted. And the elderly, the primary cases, because from the direct contact from camels, were seen in more elderly patients with multiple comorbidities. So about 1 case per day since July 2012, and now about 2 cases per week are found, nearly all in Saudi Arabia. So anti-MERS-CoV antibody response appears to be transient, making epidemiological studies difficult. And there is a possibility of reinfection. And more severe cases are patients with comorbidity of old age group, above 60 years of age. A bit about distribution. So MERS originated primarily from the Arabian Peninsula, Saudi Arab, and other places like Jordan. Even Iran had some cases. And a patient who was in Saudi Arab, a Korean person, went to Korea and he had the disease. So in Korea, the index case was that patient, and he had spread to his hospital patient, the patient who was next to him in the hospital, and that patient's daughter, and it spread henceforth in South Korea. And COVID-19, we know, is spread across multiple continents. A bit about the clinical characteristics of COVID-19 and MERS. So here, if we see the demographic and general characteristics are more or less the same, but if you see the comorbidities like diabetes, malignancy, and chronic lung disease, they are seen more in patients with MERS. And MERS patients have more of GI complaints like diarrhea, nausea, vomiting. If you see radiologically, they have COVID-19 has more proportion of bilateral infiltrates, and radiologically we can see more proportion of patients with pneumothorax, pleural effusion, and 1/3 of patients have been reported to have fibrosis in MERS. So till now fibrosis is, we have not seen in COVID-19, is not reported to be extensive. Complications are more related to MERS, like ICU, increased ICU admission, acute respiratory distress syndrome, AKI, and deaths in general are more with MERS. So proportion of cases with bilateral lung findings are more prominent in patients with COVID-19. So in particular, AKI seems to be a complication more related to MERS. So we know that COVID-19 has ACE2 receptor through which it enters the cell. So here in MERS, the receptors are DDP4 receptor, which is dipeptidyl peptidase 4 receptors. They are found more in the lower respiratory tract compared to the upper respiratory tract, and more in the tubules and glomeruli. So MERS has more of patients presenting with AKI, which gradually progress to AKI. And clinical course of MERS is characterized by more frequent development of ARDS and the need for invasive life support, especially in the elderly patients and smokers. So there is a possibility of fecal-oral transmission also, which is seen in laboratory in MERS-CoV, but still yet to be found in COVID-19. So more research is needed in that field. So the summary is SARS-CoV has a higher mortality but a lower transmission rates, and MERS has a more severe clinical picture compared to COVID-19, with more involvement of kidney injury seen more in MERS-CoV, and there is reduced community spread of infection and increasing nosocomial transmission. This is in MERS. Probably the bias is because MERS, they have screened more of hospitalized patients rather than community spread. And DPP4 is less abundant in the nasal cavity and the epithelial cells of the upper airways. So for sampling, we take both the upper and the lower respiratory sample. So unlike in COVID, where we prefer the only upper respiratory sample is preferred. So here in MERS-CoV, we take both two samples each of upper and lower respiratory tract. Thank you.